This is going to be a different series I'm going to do. I'm going to call it Quick Thoughts. It's just going to be my quick thoughts on video games, comic books, sometimes movies. It's probably going to mainly be video games and comic books. But, so yeah, let's just get right into it. I just wanted to talk about Kingdom Come, Deliverance. And I know it's been a couple weeks since the game came out. I figured now is about the right time to talk about it. All the controversies kind of died down. All the dust is kind of starting to settle. I didn't want to talk about any of the controversy. I don't want to get into any political stuff at all on this channel. This is just going to be purely entertainment. So, yeah, don't even ask me to try to do some kind of political commentary on that game. I'm not even going to touch it. But I'm just going to talk about the game itself, which is, that's what games are supposed to be. They're just supposed to be fun. And I'm just going to give a quick overview and my quick thoughts and opinions and I guess an overall grade on it. So I'm just going to jump right into it. So Kingdom Come Deliverance, if you're not familiar with it, which I'd be surprised if you're not at least a little familiar with it, but if you're not familiar with it at all, it's an open world first-person RPG. The closest thing I'd probably compare it to is an Elder Scrolls game, but it's really not. It has Elder Scrolls elements in it. I'm not going to say it doesn't. I would say it's closest to Oblivion if you're going with. If I had to pick an Elder Scrolls or just in a game in general that would be the closest to, I would say Oblivion. That's the closest thing I would compare it to, but the comparisons are very small, if any. Just the fact that it's in first person and it's in a medieval type setting, but Kingdom Come is a much more. Let me put it this way: it's a much more hardcore RPG. If you are a casual gamer at all, do not play this game. You're not going to have a good time with this game at all. I mean, I consider myself a hardcore gamer, and even I got frustrated with it at points. So I would definitely, if the thought of spending hours and hours and hours on end doing tedious stuff at times bores you, do not even touch this game. I mean, I guess I shouldn't say that. Give it a chance. Even if you consider, I'd say if you're casual and you want to kind of get your feet wet a little into hardcore gaming, give it a shot. But I mean, I wouldn't go into it expecting the game to hold your hand. The game does not hold your hand whatsoever, and that's something that I've found a lot of people are getting upset about the game, and that's to me this game, this is an interesting game because for a lot of reasons. I mean, just the fact that it's a pure RPG. There's no in terms of it's a pure real life RPG. There's no fantasy in it at all, and I'm not going to give away any spoilers or anything, but there's some quests in the game where you think, oh, maybe they're going to put, maybe there's going to be some fantasy stuff in here, and they pull the rug out from under you and go, no, this is real life. There's nothing fantasy in this game at all. So don't go into it expecting elves and orcs or anything even remotely fantastical at all. Not that the game isn't fantastic, because it is, but in terms of fantastical, I mean fantasy elements. I mean, the closest thing I would say is the alchemy aspect of the game, which was a real thing back then. But I mean, it gets maybe slightly fictional with some of the stuff you can mix together to heal people. I mean, real life you can't mix together barley and and grass and fix somebody's broken bones. That's probably the closest thing. That's the closest thing you're going to get to fantasy in this game. But anyway. Like I said, I'm going to try and make this quick, keep it around 5 minutes or so. But anyway, like I said, if you enjoy, I would say if you enjoy, I mean, honestly, if you enjoy Elder Scrolls games, I would say give it a chance. Even if you consider yourself casual, I'd give it a shot. If you've heard of Mountain Blade, this series at all, if you're a fan of this at all, play it. I'm not even a huge fan of Mountain Blade. I do like it. I like both. I mean, I should have grabbed the other one. I like the sequel better, Warband, better than this. I mean, Mountain Blade's still good. They're good games. I kind of have a love-hate relationship with them, and I had a little bit of a love-hate relationship with Kingdom Come too. But just Kingdom Come is just on a whole nother level. To me, it's this taken to the next level. I mean, this is if this is hamburger, Kingdom Comes is a steak dinner. It's just a much more refined experience, and again, it's buggy. I mean, that goes without saying. If you've played any open world RPG, you know it's going to be buggy. There's no getting around that. Anybody, and that's what's funny. Most of the videos on YouTube are people posting bugs, and anybody that wasn't expecting bugs. You must live under a rock, or you've never played any open world game. Any open world game period is going to have bugs. So go into it expecting that. I didn't really have many. I mean, I only had. I honestly, I kind of usually look the other way when it comes to bugs, unless they're really game breaking. The only game breaking bug I ever had was when I got attacked by bandits, and the game got stuck in a loop where it kept thinking I was in combat. I kept going to different towns. Like I went to a town and like 20 minutes away, and it still said I was in combat, so I couldn't fast travel. I couldn't do anything. I was stuck. The game was just, I couldn't talk to anybody or do anything. That broke the game, and I had to reload an old save. That's the only. I mean, there have been other bugs. I'm not saying there's been some goofy things that have happened to me. People flying around and stuff like that, but nothing. That's the only thing that was game breaking. That was one time out of the. I think I've logged at least 60 hours on it, at least. Last time I checked my Steam log, but like I said, I have a feeling this is going to be one of those games. It's sold well. I mean, it's sold well. It sold very well. It sold over 1 million copies as of this video, which is amazing for that small budget of a game within 2 weeks. But I have a feeling this is going to be one of those games that people are going to look back on, and this is going to be. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to, I'm going to be dating myself in this video here. People see this years from now, but I just have one of these feelings. This game is going to be one of those games that's looked back on as, it's going to be a cult classic, at least. I would say, at the very least. It's going to be another Mountain Blade, another kind of somewhat budget game. People kind of, the gaming media kind of hems and haws at it and kind of goes, it's just another budget game. It's another, half-baked RPG mess, and I think the real gamers are gonna look back on this game with fondness. I'm already looking back with fondness. I just completed it. I just beat it a couple days ago, and I'm already looking back on it with fondness. I'm gonna replay it for sure. I'll probably wait till they patch it again, but I'm definitely gonna replay through it at least once before whenever they do an expansion or whatever, whenever their next package is or the next game is. So that's high praise coming from me, because I rarely replay games, even games I love, like Ocarina of Time, one of my favorite games. I probably only played it maybe half a dozen times, and that's one of my favorite games of all time. So this is high praise coming from me. So again, I highly recommend it. Just wrapping this up, I would probably give it, as of right now, I don't know, it's tough. I haven't figured out a grading system yet. I mean, I'll probably just do numbers. I definitely give it a 9. Solid 9 out of 10, definitely. I mean, I wouldn't go any lower than that. I mean, if they ironed out all the bugs and fixed a few things, I'd say 9.5 minimum, maybe a 9.6 or a 9.7. It's an excellent game. Again, there's an asterisk there. It's an excellent game if that's something you're into. It's not for everybody. It's definitely a game that is not for everybody. If you're not into realistic, hardcore RPGs, you are not going to have fun with this game at all. And again, there's a lot of reasons for that. The combat, again, people are complaining about the combat, and I myself, I've used swords in real life, and I can tell you it's pretty. I mean, it gives you the feeling like you're wielding a real sword. I'm not going to say it's perfect. Again, it has its own flaws. Any combat system in a video game is not going to be perfect at all. I mean, you're trying to replicate something that's extremely complicated in real life into a mouse movement or a button or a joystick. So that's going to be complicated, period. But they definitely tried. As I could tell, they put a lot of effort into that, and I think it paid off. I think it's just it's deeper than I think. People are so used to combat just being immediate, easy, quick. It's just something, you know, not having to put any thought into it. You have to put thought into every sword swing in this game. Like real life, anytime you swing a sword, you're exposing yourself to attack. You can't just flail around like an idiot and expect to win a sword fight. That's not how real life sword fights work at all. So, yeah, I just, I don't know. I get the criticisms. I definitely do. I can see why people. I definitely could see why people don't. Even people that aren't hardcore people that are hardcore gamers. I can understand why some would have issues with it. But yeah, I don't. Just give it a chance. Honestly, if you're interested in it at all. I honestly didn't even really follow it. I know it's been on Kickstarter. It kickstarted years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. I never really followed. I vaguely remember hearing about it. I didn't even really follow it until the past few months. I mean, I just kind of started hearing about it 3 or 4 months ago and got interested in it. So I'm not shilling this game like I've been. I kickstarted it and gave them. I didn't give them any money aside from buying the game a few weeks ago. So yeah, that's what I'm trying to say is I'm not. It's not like I have any stake in this at all, aside from just being a gamer that just enjoys more hardcore games. But anyway, again, this video went on twice as long as I wanted it to, but I might split this up into 2 parts. But yeah, I just yeah, it's a good game. Give it a shot. That's it.
You've committed a violation. You're
please, I yield. You're dead. Fucker!